Hey guys, Evanswers Ed111 here today, bringing you the first episode of Evanswers. Basically, on the 11th of each month, I'm going to be doing a question and answers video similar to this one. It'll be around 10-15 minutes in length, hopefully, and I'll answer any questions you guys have, answering on camera to everyone for once. The first time I've actually done a proper question and answer series. So I looked at all the questions people left on the announcement video I did of this series, and I've picked out a few of them. Haven't picked out all of them. As a disclaimer, I'm leaving some of them in case next time I need to answer more. So if your question hasn't been answered, don't think I've just ignored it. I've literally gone through oldest to newest and picked out, the oldest to the newest. And as another disclaimer, if I haven't answered any of the other ones, that's because I've talked about them in a vlog that I've done recently, so the information has become redundant. So everything boring out the way now, I can actually go on to questions. First one is by Mr. Ubershroom, and he said, do you ever wear anything other than blue? Now, not many people know this, but I'm actually colourblind, and I can't see anything, so I just blue is the only colour I can see. I want to look fashionable, so that's it. And is Chikiro's ice head your favourite of the two, as it's blue? I didn't even know the other one was a different colour, I thought they were both blue, so there you go. Second question, bit more serious, is by Sir Lord Chris SGV. Why haven't you got more subs and views? Now this is a question I wasn't offended by it by any means. I know my subs and views are pretty low, and I can look at it systematically and say, I don't treat my channel like a business, and if you want to get subs and views, you need to treat it like a business. You need to sort of do supply and demand, you need to look at where the popular content is and you need to make it. And I don't do that. I know how to do it, I just don't, because I think, I'd rather do series on games that people haven't done series on. Like Ni no Kuni, I did a Let's Play on that. None of my audience gave a shit about Ni no Kuni, none of them knew what it was, but I wanted to do a Let's Play on the game because that's my content. And I feel as though the quality of my content will be better if it's content I want to make, and content I'm not being asked to make. So every series I do, in fact I think every series I have done have been series that I want to do, they're not series I've been asked to do. Sometimes someone can have an idea for a series, and I think, oh yeah, that's a great idea, so I go on to make it, but then it sort of becomes my idea, it becomes my passion. So if I say, because for example, a lot of people know me through Quick Build Challenge on Minecraft, if I made a Minecraft series, my views and subs would skyrocket, but I don't really want to do that. I'm not saying Minecraft is a bad game, it's just not what I want to do. So, in a way, long story short, I'm handicapping myself by doing what I want, and I could try and treat my channel more like a business if I wanted to, but for now I'm just going to keep it how it is, and that way I'll never get bored of it or anything like that, I'll never get fed up with it. So, the next two questions are kind of relevant actually. Timosis asked about XCOM 2, because that was announced at the time of my announcement video of the series, and he's asking if I'll do a playthrough on it. Now, the original XCOM, I did a series on that, it was like the crew versus XCOM Enemy Unknown. I loved making it, I failed, I sucked, it was terrible, but it was a blast to make. XCOM Enemy Within came out, I did a playthrough on that, same concept, loved it, actually managed to succeed and beat the game, spoilers if you haven't seen it. XCOM 2, it's more of the same. Of course I'm going to do a series on it, I can't wait, it's such a great game, and sort of creating all the characters within XCOM, if they still allow you to do that, which I believe they do, and then doing the same series, see if we can beat the game, which first attempt we probably won't be able to, because I'll be doing it on a hard difficulty, and when that comes up I will be doing a playthrough, but I wouldn't be surprised if it crashes and burns, because if we all die, then we all die, and we can't bring ourselves back to life. So yeah, I will be doing a series on XCOM 2, and it will probably be the same series I did with the others. I'll maybe think of a twist or two I can put on, I don't know. Okay, the next question is by Error15, and he's asking if I will be continuing my Valkyria Chronicles Let's Play. Now, Valkyria Chronicles, if you don't know, it's a game I began Let's Playing, and I was having a lot of issues with it in the sense that I was getting content ID matches, and if you get a content ID match, on its own it's not a problem. It's someone sort of going to your videos and saying, oh, we own what's the visual image of this video, like we own the game you're making a video on, we want to monetize the content. On its own, content ID matches aren't bad, but if you get multiple ones, then it can lead to a copyright strike, and that is really, really bad. If you get a copyright strike, then it limits you as a YouTuber, there's so many things you can't do, and generally it's hard to continue. Once you have a copyright strike, there's no way to get rid of it, and you're doomed, basically. I'd have to start a new channel if that happened. And not only that, but when I was however many episodes in, I got robbed, so I lost all my progress on the game, and I lost my laptop and everything. So if I was going to continue that, not only would I have to make up about 8 hours playtime and get up to where I was and make all the same choices, but I would have to risk getting a copyright strike, and frankly, I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. If it was, don't take this the wrong way, but if it was like one of my most popular series, then I'd go through it for the sake of you guys, but seeing as it wasn't one of the most popular ones, I think it is something I can just say, okay, it's not really worth the potential risk, and I probably won't be continuing as a result. Sorry to break it to you, because you said that was one of your favourite series. Next question is by Madaref_, and it is Fallout 4, question mark, like that's all it is. Fallout 4, like, it's going to be amazing when it comes out. I will be playing it if I can afford to get it or whatever, if I have the money at the time, if I have the time to play it even. I don't think I'll be doing a Let's Play or anything on it. I'll probably be doing content on it, like I'll be exploring, and if I find anything interesting I'll make a one-off video on it. Might think of an original series I could throw on top of it. But I won't just be doing straight up, alright, it's going to be one video every 2 days when I'm playing through the game. There'll probably be a lot of people doing that, so if you want someone to do that, then you're going to have plenty of choices. And I'll just keep my content as original as I can be with it. And he also asked, because that was a short answer, what was your first video? First video, it was on Escape 3, the game that I was known for at the beginning of my channel. It was quad kick flip into Mega Grind. It was just, it's self-explanatory. It was me skating along, I did a quad kick flip, then I just grinded a really long rail, and I thought, oh, that's so cool, and that's the first video I uploaded. And it was through Escape 3 had like an in-game replay feature, and you could edit together a little clip and upload it straight to YouTube. I didn't have a computer at the time, but I just did it through the game, so on my PlayStation 3, and that's my first video. That will always be my first video. I wish I had a better story, but it's literally just a shitty clip. So sorry to break that to you. Gnarly Gnome asked who's holding the camera. And this is a question that's actually come up a lot recently, like on Twitter and just in the comments in general. It is in the description. Her name's Molly, and long story short, August last year I worked on a film set for the BBC for like 3 days or so, and I met her. She was in the same department as me. There were like 2 people in every department. I was in the lighting department, and Molly was in the same department as me, and like people would come from not only all over the country but all over the UK. Like some people would come from Bath and Bristol and places in England, and then I sort of got talking to Molly, and it turns out she basically lived up the road from me, and it was just like such a big coincidence. And her being interested in film and stuff, we've worked on stuff with each other. I helped her with her film project, she helps me with stuff with my YouTube channel, and it's a sort of synonymous relationship we have going on as far as filming goes right now. So that is who is holding the camera, although as you see right now, it's not being held, because we've actually worked out how to put it on a platform. And one comment of someone saying that, oh, the camera's shaky, and now, nope, refuses to hold it anymore, now it has to be on a platform. So thanks for that one comment, whoever it was, I can't even remember. Next question is, oh, much more serious. Sydney Wick asking, are you scared of death? Death is like, okay, I'll answer by answering a different question to begin with. The thing I'm scared of more than anything in life is time, because time is the one thing that kills everyone. In the end, it's what takes everyone's life. Other things can come up, sure, but time is the one 100% guaranteed killer of not just people, but of animals, plants, of the planet itself. And that is like, time is one of my biggest fears, because it always leads to death. Death, like, I want to believe in the afterlife, I really do, but it's hard to, it really is. So I am scared of it, because I always sort of try and think of, if you do die, what's after? And if you try and imagine it, if you just try and imagine this void that goes on for an infinity amount of time, it like just goes on forever. If you consider how long you've been on this earth, but then how long the earth's been here, just multiply that by the biggest number you can think of, and that's how long you're just going to be in this void, not in a body, not in anything. Yeah, it's getting a bit deep here, but death, yeah, it does scare me. It's a vastly unimaginable thing, and it's terrifying. There's no real other way of answering that. Then Numinex, no, it's not Numinex, it's like Numinex. I remember pronouncing it wrong before once. But they asked, what are your guilty pleasures? Now, I hate to admit this, I really do, but I love arguing. Like, not just arguing, not like heated arguments, but a good old debate. If someone is bringing facts to the table and you're bringing facts to the table, and you're both like, you're trying to convince them and they're trying to convince you, and they actually have a logical argument, it's great, because not only do you get to see a different side of things, but you get to try and change someone's mind. Maybe you can change someone's mind about something. That's one of the best things you can do as a person. It means you can influence people very well, and that's a very good thing. It means you're confident in what you do, and confidence is really important. So when two people are arguing, it doesn't have to be me myself. If I see two other people arguing, and I can see that both sides of them have really good arguments, then I just love that. I love that so much. It's really interesting to watch and observe, and you get to see if they behave. Like, if someone starts losing an argument, and they start giving away the signs, like repeating points, or bringing up invalid points, or even swearing, then you just know they've lost, and it's great. I love watching a good argument or a good debate. That is a guilty pleasure of mine, as much as I hate to admit it. I don't force arguments, I don't try and make arguments happen for the sake of it, but they are fun when they do happen. The Shade King said, you realise that the power of Vote Evans allows you to be whatever you want, right? And this is something I have realised. When I did Quick Build, I built some really shit things, I really did. And I won a lot of the time just because people were voting for me for the sake of voting for me. And I hated that. I really did. It felt every time I won, I didn't deserve a victory. So yeah, I do realise that, unfortunately. It's a real shame. Ash Doesn't Care asked, what is your favourite food? And I don't know. There's not many foods I don't like. I love spaghetti carbonara, I love shepherd's pie, I love tuna and sweet corn pizza, that's bloody fantastic. It's hard to say. I think it depends what mood you're in. Like, if it's winter, there's nothing like a great shepherd's pie. If it's summer, there's nothing like a great stir fry. It really depends, so I can't give a straight answer for that one, sorry. Suited Pandas on Twitter asked, I don't know what that means, asked, pandas or turtles? Turtles are great, because if you flip them on their back, they're helpless. They're basically just going to die if you do that. So turtles are definitely my favourite. Plastic Smoothie, or Lena, asked, I don't have a question, but I wanted to leave one anyway. Who's the worst hero, and why is it Aquaman? Fuck Aquaman, he does nothing. He's the worst hero ever. I don't know why he exists. Let's just leave it at that. Mans is me. Can you do a cartwheel? These are the answers the public needs to know. I can't do a cartwheel. I have the athleticism of a turtle on its back, basically. Mega Robot Gaming asks, what is your biggest ultimate goal in life? I've touched on this on previous videos. I want to make film. If I was one day a big film director, making all the films I'm watching, and people like me 20 years from now are talking about films I made with their friends, it'd be great. I'd love to make films with, because I'll go in a bit more in depth. This is the final question, so I might as well. I want my films to have something going for them that other films don't. I want them to have something unique that nobody else does. I want them to have hidden meanings. I want them to have loads of foreshadowing. I want my films to cross over, even if they're not related at all in the slightest. I want to do original, unique approaches to things that have been done before, as well as original and unique concepts. I want to be a really ambitious film director. And if you want to be big as a film director, it's hard because you need to do the things that everyone loves. Like right now, you need to do a superhero film, because those are the in thing. But I would want to do something completely different. And yeah, it's kind of... I will actually, because this will be going up on a Saturday, 2 days from now, I'll be doing a vlog on films. And I'll be talking about a few of my favourite films and why they're my favourite films. And I'll be talking about directors and what they've done in the films, and you'll be able to actually see like a more in-depth answer to this in that video, because I'll be talking about what they've done and why I love it, and they are basically double up as my inspiration, so that's something to keep an eye out for. But yeah, that's my goal, to be a director. It's changed a lot, but right now it's to be a director. That's where I'm going towards. So basically, whilst we were recording, a few more questions came through on Twitter, and I felt bad because I didn't actually send out the tweet early enough, and I sent it out 10 minutes later, started recording, so it was pretty stupid on my part, really. So I felt bad, so we're adding in this little extra bit real quick. First question is by Lisa Otaku, saying, if you didn't do YouTube videos, or sort of make any videos in your life, or make film-related things, what would you do with all your time? And it's a hard question, I haven't really thought about it before. But the boring answer is I probably would just put a lot more time into games, like I'd actually become good at Dota 2, I'd join a team or two, I'd take gaming a bit more seriously, I'd try and play it with more friends, I'd treat it more as a social activity and all that stuff. If not, then pursue my other hobbies, I'd get into music, I'd try and join a band or something, or I'd skate a bit more, something like that, or just go out with friends. The next question is by Cookies and Milk, and it's asking, do sheep jokes actually piss you off? Like, do they at least get a little bit annoying? And I was actually thinking of doing an vlog on this, because obviously I do them on different topics. And this is a recurring one, as much as I hate to admit it. Now, this is the short version of a vlog, but basically, if you had a friend who called you stupid or an idiot, every day for like years, he just did it as a joke, he was like, oh, you're such an idiot, you're so stupid. One day it could just tick you off, and one day it would just get too much. And the way I have it is, it's not just one friend, it's hundreds of people every day making sheep jokes. And it is not embarrassing, but it's degrading in a way, because I make content on YouTube, and some of the content I'm actually proud of. So if I am known for a video, that would be great. If every time my name comes up it's just a sheep joke, it is kind of just like, it makes me feel as though my other content isn't good enough, so that a shitty joke that doesn't make any sense and is overdone takes priority over all this stuff I spend loads and loads of time making. So it does get pretty annoying. And I still might do an actual full video about that if you think that would be necessary, but the worst thing about it is the more exposure you give it, the more people do it. It's such a like self-destructive cycle, and people don't realise that. They just think, oh, it's funny. It's not. It's really not. Next question. iCoops asks, will you be participating in Rage's 1v1 Dota tournament if he ends up doing it? Yeah, I'm gonna suck. I'll go out the first round, but I'll definitely do it. I love Dota. Rage's Dota videos were always my favourite. I always loved them. If he's doing a tournament, I'd love to be part of it. And I really do suck, especially if it's like competitive 1v1. What's up? I don't know what hero to play as. Obviously I can't play as Jakiro because he's not exactly a 1v1 mid hero. So I'd probably have to do some practice. And it is the sort of thing I'd like to take seriously, so I probably would practice and try and play mid as a few heroes so I hold my own. So yeah, I'd love to do that. It'd be great if he invited me, and I'll try and make sure he does do it. And the final question is just from Calvin Simons, and it's, what's the first game that you ever completed? I was trying to think. I think back to the PlayStation 1, and I used to play games like Final Fantasy VII, Jade Cocoon, Silent Bomber. All of those are great games, but because I was so young, it's hard to remember which one I played first and which one I completed first. But when I think, wait a second, didn't I have a Game Boy Color before PlayStation 1? When I think, wait a second, it must have been Pokemon. It was probably either Pokemon Yellow or Red, because I used to stay up really late at night under the covers with my Game Boy when I was meant to be sleeping. It was great, and yeah, almost without a doubt, it's got to be a Pokemon game. And it's probably Yellow actually, because I had Yellow before Red. And yeah, that's the first game I completed, and a game I've completed many times since. But yeah, those were just the extension questions real quick before I do the outro. If you have any questions, leave them on this video. If you have asked a question, it's in the previous video and I haven't answered, then I probably will get around to answering it next month, because I'll have a lot more questions I can answer. And this is the pilot, I guess, in a way. It's the first episode, so if you have any more feedback or improvements, or if there's anything you want done different, let me know, and I'll try and work on it, okay? So yeah, this is me, Evanswers Z11. Please rate if you enjoyed the video, and this is me out. Peace.